Hello everyone and welcome back, and today we'll be covering a quick overview of Prehistoric Isle 2. Of course, purchasable on ACA's Switch store for $7.99, which is a awesome deal considering the physical AES copy of this game runs for about $1,000 on eBay or so. This game came out 10 years later after the first game, Prehistoric Isle 1, and it is developed by Saurus, who also did um, the Shock Troopers Run and Gun series, which we'll be doing in another video, published by Yumi Kobo, who also has worked on Polestar and Blazing Star. Also, like Ragnagard, there are some of the graphics in this game, as you can see, are basically CG rendered. Now, for the die-hard shmup fans, this game may be too easy for you. But for casual fans, or for shoot 'em up fans that are just trying to start out, looking for something a bit unique, something that's able to play on the go, I do recommend this, of course, on the Switch. The levels are a bit shorter, more linear, especially compared to the original and other shoot 'em ups as well. So it has some nice bite-sized levels. Of course, this being an arcade game, there are no save states that you can actually do, which is of course one of the negatives. But again, this is based off the arcade game. The power-ups are pretty straightforward. You've either got a secondary shot, which will do like basically sub-missile, sometimes a powerful beam. You do have, of course, saving points where you can be showered by medals once you destroy a group of enemies. There's also be times where you'll actually rescue humans, and you also might even need to defend them. So, for example, much like Choplifter or Metal Slug series, you'll need to swing by with your chopper, touch the human in order to have them grab or latch onto your fighter, your helicopter. And then eventually at the later part of the stage, there will be kind of a rescue transportation that they'll need to also touch, and they'll unload your passengers. If you die, of course, they die as well, so that doesn't add to your points. As I mentioned, there's, as you can see here, quite a few large swarms of enemies that basically give you points and medals. So as long as you destroy every swarms of those enemies. If you only kill one or two, you don't get those extra medals. And as I mentioned earlier, the graphics for this game have quite a bit of pre-rendered 3D, which were then turned into 2D sprites. Somewhat common for this time, especially for Saurus, but unfortunately has not aged quite as well today, which is fine. I think it still gives this game a bit of charm. And some folks may or may not like that as well, but I think it still gives the game quite a little bit of charm as well. A lot of the bosses are, of course, CG rendered, have a very much kind of a segmented look when it comes to the animation, primarily due to the way the CG renders need to be animated. There's definitely nods to other titles that you can see, as I mentioned, Choplifter. Sources also other run and gun shooters. So definitely still quite a fun time. It is a bit campy, a little goofy at times. The epic score is perfect for a shmup, especially one that is a bit shorter and more linear. Definitely a lot of fun that way. As you are trying to rescue these humans, you will definitely be hearing them scream, "Help me! Help me!" As they are seeking for you to pick them up, and you'll actually be seeing a kind of a word balloon pop up as well. And as you can see from the video, the gameplay itself is pretty standard. It doesn't do anything really major or different to make it really stand out from the rest. But as I had mentioned originally, the theme is very campy. It's a lot of fun. And, again, for $8, it's quite a blast to play. And it's also a nice kind of little nod to see when it came out in 1999. Some of the ideas or what the developer Saurus and Yumi Kobo thought would be popular at that time, especially when it came to the graphics on the aging Neo Geo hardware. I think the CG rendered graphics did suffer a bit, much like the Ragnagard series, just due to the number of colors that the Neo Geo could basically display at one time. It could actually only display 4,096 colors, even being a 24-bit system. Mind you, this game came out in 1999, and the original Neo Geo system was created and basically released in 1989, 88 or 89, about 10 years earlier. And considering the amount of life that Neo Geo had, even on its original release, as I keep saying in a lot of my overviews and videos, it is amazing how long lived this system has been, and the amount of unique and original games. Albeit there are quite a bit of fighters and shoot 'em ups on this system, but I would honestly would not have it any other way. This game, as I originally mentioned, is a bit shorter on the title. The levels themselves are much shorter. They're definitely very linear. You don't have branching paths. But for 1999, for what it is, it definitely grabbed my quarters. And being able to have this at home, being able to enjoy the campiness of the CG rendered graphics at that time, still a blast. I mean, you can I'll definitely see this on sale oftentimes on either the Nintendo eShop. It's also on the PlayStation Store and also on the Xbox Digital Store. As always, I do prefer picking this up either on the MVS or playing it on the Switch because then you have it on the go. This game is definitely a lot more fun with two players than it is with single players, much like most of Neo Geo games. This, I wouldn't say, is a timeless classic, but definitely one of the more unique shooters for the system. Um, I will be reviewing Polestar and also some of the other Source games like Shock Troopers 1 and 2. And give you a quick preview, I definitely prefer Shock Troopers 1 more than Shock Troopers 2, but still quite a bit of fun. So again, this is a pretty quick and short overview like these ones, since again these games have been out for easily over 20 years, so it's not like I could say anything that's completely new. If you do see it on sale, you're looking for something that's fun for two players, something a bit short that could be beaten. Again, for the price when it's on sale at $4.99 for a Starbucks venti drink, easily worth it in my opinion. But I personally paid the $7.99 for the ACA on the Switch. Again, also as I've mentioned in other reviews, LR Limited Run Games, please contact ACA, SNK, and release these on physical cartridges. I would love to collect classic versions of this physically. But folks, thanks for watching. Hope everyone's having a great 4th of July and a good, safe one, enjoying friends and family, good food. See you all till next time. Thanks.